Hey everyone, this is your stimulus check update for Monday, June 22nd. This stimulus update is for those of you that still haven't received your first stimulus payment of $1,200, and for those of you that are wondering what second stimulus packages and proposals are out there. If this is your first time to my channel, my name is Justin, and I do stimulus check updates. So if you haven't subscribed already, be sure to subscribe to my channel right now and hit the notification bell so that you're notified each and every time I upload a new video. And be sure to hit the like button so that YouTube will share this video with others. So in this video, I'm going to be talking first about those of you that still haven't received your first stimulus payment. And then later on in the video, I'm going to be discussing the upcoming stimulus packages and proposals for the second stimulus check. So first of all, for those of you that still haven't received your first stimulus payment, let's talk about it, the $1,200 from the CARES Act. Every day I'm getting comments from people on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, and VA benefits that still haven't received their first stimulus payment. There are millions of you that are still waiting for your first stimulus payment. So if you still haven't received your first stimulus payment, you are not alone, but do know that they are coming and the IRS continues to send them out. For those of you that are living abroad, expats seem to have been left in the dark in this first stimulus payment. However, I have received comments, and one in particular recently, from a commenter that's an expat, and he's been following my channel for a while, and he just received a date of June 24th. So, for those of you that are expats, he did use the non-filers tool a couple weeks ago, and did just receive a date of June 24th. So if you're not required to file taxes, be sure to fill out the non-filers tool so that the IRS knows where to find you. I know you expats can't really call the IRS because of the cost that it would be to contact the IRS, but continue checking the Get My Payment tool. For those of you that are not required to file taxes, I do continue to suggest that you use the non-filers tool. For those of you on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, or receive VA benefits, the IRS has said that you are not required to use the non-filers tool. However, you can use the non-filers tool as long as you're not required to file taxes. And I continue to suggest that you do so. I get comments all the time from people that I suggested to use the non-filer tool, and they use the non-filer tool, and now they have a payment date or have actually received their payment. So if you haven't used the non-filers tool already, be sure to fill out the non-filers tool if you're not required to file taxes. And check the Get My Payment portal for an update to see if you have a payment date or not. And in the Get My Payment tool, continue to check that one time a day, as it's only updated once per day. And the Get My Payment tool will be the most up-to-date information that the IRS has for you for your payment. And the Get My Payment tool will tell you if the IRS needs more information from you to process your payment. So continue to check the Get My Payment tool each and every day. And if you're not getting a date or a payment from the Get My Payment tool, then you need to continue calling the IRS. And I know I keep suggesting this, and I think a lot of people are bugged by this, but calling the IRS is one of the ways that you can actually resolve problems that you may have with your stimulus payment. I get comments all the time from people that have called the IRS and were able to resolve a payment issue that they didn't even know that they had, that the IRS was able to work through their problem with them over the phone and was able to resolve their issue so that they will be getting a payment. There are many of you that still haven't received your payment where there could be a payment issue. Contacting the IRS with the phone number 1-800-919-9835 is the IRS Stimulus Hotline. I realize that most of you are calling the IRS and getting either an automated message that never ends or a rep that cannot help you. If you get either of those two, first off, if you get a rep that can't help you, ask them to transfer you to a representative that can help you and that can actually answer your specific questions with your Social Security number. If the rep can't do that, or if you get the automated message that just keeps looping, then call back. Keep calling back until you get a rep that can actually help you and answer your specific questions. Once you get a rep that can answer your specific questions, hopefully they can get you a payment date or at least tell you that you are eligible and that your payment will be coming soon. And if there are any problems, they can resolve those problems for you. So continue checking the Get My Payment tool, fill out the non-filers if you haven't already and you're not required to file taxes, and continue calling the IRS at 1-800-919-9835. That's for those of you that still haven't received your first stimulus payment. If you have received your first stimulus payment, don't call the IRS. They aren't going to answer any questions about a stimulus package or proposal. But that's what I'm going to talk about right now. So let's talk about the second stimulus packages and proposals that are out there and what's being discussed. So most people refer to this second stimulus as the second stimulus, even though it's really the fourth stimulus package that's being discussed right now. They refer to it as the second stimulus because they're talking about the second payment that is direct to individuals. So first off, I want to talk a little bit about the coronavirus, COVID-19 cases that we've been hearing a lot about. This past week, the country has seen two of the worst days that we have seen since we began tracking the coronavirus. Why does this matter? Well, first of all, because if the cases continue to spike, there's a chance that there will be more lockdowns at the state and local level. The federal government has said that there shouldn't be more federally mandated lockdowns, but that doesn't mean that your state or local government can't lock us down again. And what does this mean as far as stimulus goes? Well, it means that there's a lot more pressure on Congress and the White House to issue more stimulus payments to individuals. If we're seeing more lockdowns, that means more people are not going to be able to go to work again, and they're going to be hurting even worse than they are now. So that bodes well for an additional stimulus payment, even if it doesn't bode well for the health of the nation and for the economy. So as far as the timeline for the second stimulus, the Senate is going to go on recess the first part of July. They're going to be on recess from July 3rd till July 17th, and will be back on July 20th. Once they're back in session on July 20th, they've also said that it will be a little bit before they even start discussing the second stimulus package or the next stimulus package and proposals. So for the Senate, they're taking their time. However, if during that time they're on recess and the time before their recess, if the coronavirus continues to spike and cases continue to go up, and there's that second wave that a lot of people are talking about, I think that will put a lot of extra pressure on the Senate to pass something that's going to be more inclusive for stimulus payments for more individuals this next time. So I think the Senate taking the time to discuss and deliberate the next stimulus payment may actually work in the benefit of more stimulus and maybe a higher stimulus than what has been proposed and what has been talked about. So I get asked all the time in my comment section, who is eligible for the second stimulus? While there isn't a second stimulus that has been passed, most of the packages and proposals that have been discussed have included more people than the first $1,200 stimulus from the CARES Act. And one in particular is most packages and proposals have included provisions for those people that are claimed as a dependent on other people's taxes. As many of you know, the CARES Act did not include a stimulus payment for anyone that was over the age of 17 and claimed on someone's taxes. The next packages and proposals, I think, will probably be more inclusive and include those that were left out of the first stimulus of $1,200 because they were claimed as a dependent. That's only my opinion, but I think based on what I've seen from most of the packages and proposals, there's a pretty good chance that if you were claimed as a dependent, or if you received the first stimulus payment at all, then you will be eligible for the next stimulus payment. So the next thing that's being discussed is infrastructure. Nancy Pelosi this week said that the House is preparing a $1.5 trillion infrastructure bill, and they hope that that bill will be passed before July 4th. That infrastructure bill would be focused more on the recovery from the pandemic and the lockdowns and economic problems that we've been experiencing, rather than trying to limit the spread of the virus. That bill would include money for roads, transit programs, and housing. And as part of that, it would provide jobs for people to help build out those roads, bridges, and housing. And in addition to that, they've said that it would include additional money for infrastructure to improve healthcare and $100 billion for broadband improvements. It would also include money to upgrade schools, public housing, and green energy initiatives. Last week, Vice President Mike Pence said that they are working on an infrastructure bill that's separate from any other stimulus packages and proposals as well. So if both the Democrats and the Republicans are talking about infrastructure bills, there's a good chance that there will be an infrastructure bill of some sort. That infrastructure bill should provide jobs to many Americans. As always, leave comments in the comment section below to ask your questions about any upcoming stimulus package or proposals, or leave questions asking about the first stimulus payment and why you haven't received it. Leave as much information as possible so that I can help you out with your question. Don't leave your address or any personal information, but do leave a little bit of information whether you file taxes, whether you receive a government benefit or not, and I will do my best to answer your question in the comments or in a future video. Thank you once again so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed already, be sure to subscribe right now and hit the notification bell so that you'll be notified each and every time I upload a new video. And be sure to hit the like button so that YouTube will share this video with others. Thank you once again so much for watching, and I will talk to you again soon.